All right, welcome back. This is Ryan with Carpet Web Designs, and this is the tablet version of Forced Evolution. And one thing I wanted to touch on too before you start tablet is because I was staring at this the other night and I was realizing so we have these textured backgrounds, and it's pretty much the same for, and I'm missing it here, pretty much the same for the whole site. And when you have these large textured backgrounds, especially if it's used throughout the site, it's too much to load when you have to add them as backgrounds to different sections. That's a lot of loading that you don't need to do. So I was toying with the idea. I wanted to try it instead of making all of these sections have this textured background individually. I think I want to just add it to the body and make it position fixed, so that it's the body that just has the one image background and the entire site just kind of scrolls over it. So I'm going to try that right now. And because I want it to be faded too, so I got to add it as a pseudo element. So I'm just gonna shove it up here above landing. And let's get my pseudo as a background. Nope. Yeah, pseudo as a background. So I'm going to body before. So top left, okay. So bring the background attachment fixed, so that it stays fixed. And that also creates a parallax effect on desktops. It doesn't work on mobile. It'll look like it works here because this is not actually an iPhone or anything. But when you get an iPhone, the background position does not parallax when you do that, unless you do it with JavaScript. So we're going to do this, and I think that the faded texture is, I think it's faded antique full. So we're going to do that and see how that works. So it's not, we're not seeing it. I wonder if I can do a Z index. 1. Oh, there it is. Okay. Maybe position rel. Interesting. So it's just it's just sitting at this. It looks like stupid. So what I need to do instead then, let's go to Figma. So this, okay, so it's opaque by 25%. So I think what I need to do is I need to open up the faded antique full. Here's this, and I need to make it 25% opaque so that I can add it to the background of the body and not have to do a pseudo element. So let's do export as faded full. Let's do opaque and export. So let's try this again without it being so ridiculous. So we're going to do this, copy that, and go back to the body and add the background opaque and see if that's better. Is it there? I think I see it, but it's like, it's just, again, this little square. Do I have to position element this? Huh, I don't know why it's not working. Body, fix, no repeat, center, contain. I wonder why. No. Yeah, because you'll see this line right here. It's like it's right there, but it's not all the way. I don't know why. Oh, duh. Background size contained. It's being contained by the width. So we want cover. There we go. Now we have a background on the body. Go back out. So instead of having to add another background to this section, it's just on the body, which I can take it off of benefits. So let's go to benefits. Not the shop, benefits. So I can actually take this off the body, off of benefits. Let's get rid of this, so we can save ourselves some loading time. But you see, there it is. There's the background. That's actually the body. So you're not going to see this parallax effect on mobile. So that's that. I think the only thing with this is this has to stay, because this is a faded. It goes from white to this, so this has to stay. But yeah, I like this better because it saves me from having to load it in again. We only load this image once instead of two instead of 2 times. So, and it's a fairly large image. So I just wanted to go over that again before we go over to tablet. So I kind of like the way that looks. It's subtle. That's kind of what the client wanted. They wanted something more rugged, and having a texture like this for the background is a nice way to kind of get out of that clean white background and kind of muddy it up a little bit with some texture, give it some grit, because they wanted to go with like a Northwestern theme. So that's what we did. Now let's go to, well, first we want to make sure it's fully responsive. So let's back out here. And so we got all the way up to, what do you call it? That landscape mode. There we go, landscape mode. So I just want to stretch this out and see if anything breaks or looks stupid. Everything stays centered. That's cool. These guys keep doing their thing. That's fine. Except this. I don't like it touching. It's going too far. So this is at 700. I mean, even on the small screen, we should really give it a padding. And I think a max width of like right here. So like, let's say 550. So let's go back to our footer. And honestly, I think let's start from the beginning. So footer, I think this P is at the bottom. So footer P. So what we're going to do is, it's going to be a display block, so its width is going to be 100%. So what we want to do is we want to set its maximum width to be 550. So it will never, it'll grow with the screen, but it'll never be bigger than 550. And I need to add a padding of 0 top and bottom, 10 pixels left and right, so that it pushes up against the sides here. And I want it to, so we have a margin bottom. I need to center it horizontally, so I have to do margin auto above margin bottom because I don't want it to reset that. When we do that, that's what we get. So we got that little padding there, and when we grow the screen, it stays there. So, I gotta take this call really quick. All right, back to this. Where was I? So, I think these are too small, honestly. So once we're, this is like iPhone, what is this, iPhone 8 Plus? I think we can make these bigger and bolder. Let's try that. I want to make these bigger. This doesn't seem, on these bigger phone screens, these don't seem to have as much like they don't get your attention as much. So let's try. So we're gonna go to about, and this is gonna be 414. So we're gonna take this, make another media query, and let's just say 400 for larger screens. So let's go to about, and let's do our quote block so we can target all of them. Quote block H2, font size. Where are we at? 30. Let's try 40. 60. Oh, I put this in landing. I actually need to put this in about. So why aren't you font size 30 pixels? Okay, yeah, that's because I set it here, but it was actually sitting up here. So this should now work. Because the way CSS works, whichever is underneath will be read first. So I was trying to override a style that was in this media query by putting, because I had it up here by mistake. So this was getting overridden by this one. So now that this is on top, that should be better. And we're going to need to change that before. We're going to make you come. Oh no, the span. So we're going to drag you over a little bit. So the span is going to be left. So negative 194. And I know this is, I mean, we're supposed to be on tablet right now, but like before I do tablet, I also do a little screen for bigger phones to make sure that it's truly, fully responsive. So this is too small. I want to make this wider. So I'm just going to make this an arbitrary height, 150, because it doesn't matter how tall it is, because if this is only going to be 270 wide, it's not going to get any taller. So as I make this, I need to give room in the height for it to grow while this grows wider. So if I make this bigger, I'm going to make it, it's like 384, 385, 390. Because it stops at a height of 150, it's not going to get any bigger. So what's that number? What's that magic number? 354. So we're going to do quote block H2 before a height of 150 and a width of 354. Okay, so that's a little bigger. That means we also have to do a bigger margin bottom on this, which is 45. So let's do margin bottom 65. So we gotta push this down a little more. Let's try 70. Okay, so that should take care of that. That looks a lot better. It fills the screen more. It grabs your attention more. So let's check out the other guys. So that they're taking the same styles. So this one should be good. That's good. If we're gonna make these headers, what was this? If we're gonna make these 40 pixels, that means this one should also be 40 pixels. You want all your H2s. It's about being consistent. So if this H2 is 40 pixels, this H2 needs to be 40 pixels. So we're going to copy this media query. We're going to go down to Tagline, and we're going to shove it right in the middle here. So I think that is going to be Tagline H2. Font size 40 pixels. And we have a width set. We have a set width on it. This is ugly. We want to be back to 2 lines, so let's just do width of 400. Okay, that we want it to be on 2 lines, so let's try 370. There we go. So we're just constraining it so that the words they wrap where we want them to wrap. So that looks fine. That's visually consistent. we got these guys. That's good. This is the exact same as up there. And then this, you have to do this again. So the footer, so we got 667. So yeah, we're gonna put this right in the middle, and this is gonna be footer right h2. Copy paste that. Font size 40 pixels. Consistency. And there we go. So it's just part of making everything 100% responsive. You want it to look good on all screen sizes. So that's why we start at the smallest possible screen size at iPhone 5 SE for 320 pixels wide, and then make a 400 one for these. I mean, so this is iPhone 6, so this is 375. I think we can get away with it. Let's make this 375. So that's that. We also did tagline, and then we did about. There we go. So that these, well, I'll show you. No, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe that is too big. So undo, undo, undo. I think that's fine. That'd be fine. It's just when we get to the bigger screens, when we have a little more real estate, that's when we can get up there. With 354. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can technically. Okay, so what if I put it back? I know it feels like I'm going back and forth here, but it's just the name of the game. This is just how it happens. Let's see this H2. Let's do a width of 100%. No? Was it 37? Okay, when we do 37, that's when it goes that way. So that's a big difference from 30, which that's a little small. So 37, that works for me. Then we gotta make the before a little smaller. Let's try 300. Okay, and then we gotta move the span over. Let's try 84. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. That's not good. We're gonna go to Tagline. 375. So right now this is not centered. So you do margin 2. Interesting. Margin auto. For some reason, maybe because it's the width. I don't know why you're misbehaving right now. Okay, so its container is 325 wide. So this has to be, let's try 325. Okay, remove this. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, so we were setting this width to be greater than the container that it was in. So when I saw that the container width was only 325, I knew that width of 370, that's why it was breaking it. So we had to bring this back down. And that looks fine now. This looks fine. Looks good. Okay, that's better. So now, and when we go up to the big screens, I think that's good enough. It's only a 3 pixel difference on the font size, but I think that's negligible. So to be able to make it work on these bigger screens, for the 6s, 7s, and the pluses, I think this is fine. So yeah, even though this was the start of tablet, we also have to consider everything else between. So now we're going to make this big. So this is before tablet. This is how it looks. Looks fine. Looks fine. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to get into, just want to make sure this all looks fine. So any possible screen size between here and there, that's where that changes. See, I like that. That's nice. So this is going to be 100% fully responsive. So now let's go to tablet. Here's our iPad. Obviously, we got some work to do on this. We can make these. I think we can make these how the font they're supposed to be, the width, and I think we can start doing the maybe we can start doing the brackets. Maybe. We can't do a side by side yet here. We got to adjust some of these gaps and these sizes. That can stay in the center. This will stay. So overall, not too much to do here. So let's fix the landing. 768. So let's see what's going on in our hero text here. Actually, let's just remove this. This is all default. This has just been here before. So if we remove that, that looks cool. That's actually a lot easier to work with, but we need more padding bottom on hero. So I think what was it, 40%? Let's say 50%. Whoa, crazy. All right, 40, 30. 30 feels good. And again, that line right here, that's just a glitch, a graphical error in the inspector. So now we have more real estate here. Let's find out, what is this? What were these? 60? 65. Okay, so we're gonna go to about 48M, which is also 768. This is tablet, so we're gonna go no, dot quote block H2 font size 65. Right, that's how big it's supposed to be. Really? That's gigantic, but yeah, I guess so. So if we want this to start on tablet, looks pretty big. Font size is 18. Let's see. So if I do quote block P, so I like to try and get as much desktop styles in tablet as I can, so that it sets up desktop a lot easier. Font size 18 pixels. Okay, and we have a line height of auto. Let me see that line height. I think that line height is a little tighter than this. So line height. Let's try 20, and we need a little more. Let's do 22 and 23. Because it's a little tighter here, right? So because we're not on iPhones anymore, but we have an orphan here, and there's an orphan word in the proof. So we're just going to have to fix that by removing it, because this content is not set yet. So I can do that. It's just whatever content we have in there better be better fit. So this, the new, so the before, the H2 before needs to be 528 wide and at least 225 tall. So here is our H2, our before. So I just like to copy and paste the selectors from the dev tools. It just makes things easier. So we're going to do width of 528. And then height of 225. And that should, so when we go to here, that should make it bigger. And it looks like it's getting clipped from the top here. So looks like we need more space. think we need to add some padding top to here. So about padding top is, let's just say 100. That gives us, see, it was being overlapped by this. So let's bring that down a little bit, 80. There you go, right on the edge there. So that looks fine now, and I need this U healthy. There we go. If I bring you in here, and if you hit Alt, it'll tell you how far away things are from each other. So this is 72 pixels down. So this is going to tell me I need a margin bottom of 72. And then from the bottom of this to the top of the graphic, it needs to be 37, or okay, so this is 47 plus 37. So that's 30 plus 40, 70, 7, 7, 14, 84. So I need 84 pixel margin from the P. So margin bottom 84. That should look pretty. That should look pretty darn close. I think, yeah, this before has to go up some more. So where's it at? How are you positioned? Are you just, yeah. Apparently there's no positioning on it. I don't know. So let's try this. Before, let's do top of -50. 100. Let's do a little more. 20. No, 10. So I'm just trying to make sure we get the same. Looks like this B is covering up that by a little bit, and looks like this one, this point right here is, it's like maybe like 5 or 10 pixels from that Y. Let's get in closer. So yeah, this, I think we need it a little more away. So instead of 1010, let's do 105. So that looks about right from that Y. And that means we need more padding on top because it's getting cut off by the graphic here. Padding top, let's try 100 and 10. There you go, that gives enough space there. So that's that. I don't think, again, we just, there's not enough room. When I'm looking at this, I see a very full section that doesn't have a lot of empty space, and it just, it feels right. If we tried to shove these right here, if we tried to shove these in there, they honestly would feel too cluttered. If we had this right here and right here, it's unnecessary. So again, we're just going to ignore those on tablet because they're not needed. This is spaced very comfortably, so we don't need it. There's that empty shop section. So now we got this. This looks interesting. So, oh yeah, we also have to do this span. So H2 before P span. It is going to be a font size 29. Okay, and we are going to bring you back left. All right, about there. Let's see where that So on here, the products, that D is just so slightly over the H. So if we look at this, looks like it needs to come over a little more. Let's get that D to overlap that H just a little bit. Okay, so margin left, -309. Okay, that's where you're going to be. I'm just going to have to figure out how do we want to do this section, because obviously we don't have enough space to do side by side. Number one, let's get this UL. I think we have the right font size on these. I think this needs to go up. What is this? Is this 18 or? Yeah, that's 18. I mean, these are technically spaced appropriately. Let's see what happens when we make this wider. And so instead of having like a tall one, we can have a wide one. Because if we have tall, it just takes up too much space and scroll time. So if we make it wider, I'm just debating if I like that or not. That's what's nice about making an image as a background to a div, is you can just adjust the widths to whatever you want, widths and heights in the background, and it just covers it, just takes it up. So I'm just going to scroll fresh. So there to there. If I want to make that work, it needs to have more margin on the bottom. So it just looks like it's too close. So if I do that, if I give it some more space, like, we want this space and this space to feel roughly even. I think that works. So we're going to do benefits left. So we're going to close our quotes. Benefits on tablet. So we're going to do width of 474. Margin bottom of 117. So that's set. I think I'm okay with that. I think I like that. And this is fine. This works. I'm gonna have to fix this. So this padding bottom is crazy. So padding bottom, let's do 100. Benefits. Okay, too little. So we're gonna do 150, 200. And this space feels pretty good. These are roughly even from the tip of this tree. So we're gonna keep that. I think I'm still seeing this compass. My tagline has overflow hidden. So I'm just going to remove again. So when I was telling you about the pointer events, see, like I still run into the compass. I can still hit it inadvertently. So I'm going to go to tagline, and I'm just going to remove its pointer. So pointer events. None. I don't want it to be highlighted at all when I'm trying to do things. So pointer events, none. So this tagline section, I want it to be 100. So let's go back to our core styles here, and let's go to this should be the next step. Yeah, because my core styles are, because these are my old. This is my old code, so I do have to go and clean this up. But this is just for tablets right here. So 750 to 1023. I want my sections to be 100 pixels top and bottom. at least. Let's see. Oh, that's right. It's because these guys. So I actually have to do a bigger. I have to do a bigger one because these spans. When you look at, this is the padding. It's not really pushing them down. So we have to push these down even more. So I have to go to. Dang it! There we go. So I gotta go to philosophy. Let's do right here. Let's do philosophy. Padding top 300. Let's just see where that takes us. It's too much. Padding top 200. Alex, I'm just gauging it if this looks even to this, and it looks fine to me. Now this is too close. All right, the tip of this right now, that's like less than 50. That's a little too much for my taste. So I need to do philosophy quote block. Padding top. Oh, that padding top is from philosophy. Do I have two? I have two IDs, don't I? Let me see this. Oh my. I do. So philosophy content. Let's see if that changes anything. Okay, yes. So let's go back to iPhone 5. Okay, so we have to add this padding. So we have our philosophy. Shield. Okay, so now we gotta do. You don't want two IDs. So philosophy content. Padding top. What was that up here? We're just gonna mimic this. 155. Okay, so that's good there. Except I think this, because this evolution is too much of a, it's a bigger word, so we got to bring this in. I don't like how far over it is. So we're going to do quote block H2 span, but only in philosophy content. So we want philosophy H2 span to be margin left of -138. So instead of targeting the quote block, I'm targeting just this specific, philosophy H2 span, so that it is moving over a little bit. Now, wrong one. So let's see. We're gonna go iPhone 8. So 375. What happened here? Did the philosophy, did it not take? Philosophy content padding top. Safi, did I spell it wrong? There we go. I don't know why that was doing that. So now we go to iPhone 8. Cool. Plus. Cool. iPad. Push it. So let's close this. Go to iPad. So let's do philosophy content. Or 200. Or do I need more? 260? That feels better. That feels better. And now, that dang spam call. Nobody from my area code calls me unless you're in my address book. I probably get like 4 or 5 of those a day. Okay, so we want to add a padding bottom here to philosophy. Let's do padding bottom. Because we want to push the content up. So right now it's at 180. Let's try 250. Let's go more. And that's another call. All right, I gotta pause this really quick. All right, now I'm back. Man, if I could just make it through a video without any interruptions, that would be amazing. A little more, 300. Now let's try 350. Okay, that space feels a little better. But I think I want it to separate. I don't want it to be roughly the same as this. I think I want to separate it more. 70. So I want to mimic this space down here. So this to here. I think I need a little more. Let's try 380. That might look fine. Okay. And this evolution, what are you doing? So let's do philosophy H2 span. I think that this is coming from the mobile side. So margin left of, because the text got bigger, so we have to move it over more. And in the Figma, looks like it's over a lot. I don't like how much it's over. So let's just do, that looks fine. Right there. Margin left, -278. That looks fine. Let me just check this guy. Okay, that's good. I just want to make sure his span was cool. And again, here, we don't have room. We don't have room for this image. So there's no need to try and insert it here. And let me see, are these guys attached to the footer box? Okay, yeah, they're attached to the footer box. So let's try making the footer box a little wider. And you see that neat little, as I make the box wider, these two guys move with it. So that's another benefit of using the pseudos. I can do things like that. So when I do have to add in that eventual like that left side image, these will just move along with it. I just feel like this has to take up some more space. So, but then this feels unbalanced because we got this top and bottom. This feels too far. So maybe I don't make it bigger. I just wanted to see what it looked like. Let's try to keep it relatively even so it makes sense. Let's just refresh, honestly. Yeah, I think I can make it smaller. So it's a width of 450 right now. I think it looks better if it was 435. So let's go to footer and tablet. And do footer box. Copy and paste. Width of 435. Right? Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Everything else looks fine. Oh! I forgot big guy. Here. That's what happens when you display none of them. So let's go back. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him right here. So how does he fit in here? So he's in the center of this. Do I have him? Background logo. So I have background logo just kind of floating around. What I actually want him to do, I want him to be inside of the logo box, because I want it to be positioned center of the logo box. So if he was outside the logo box, that'd be more work to do. So I have to move him over to the logo box. So background logo. Let's go back to the footer down here. There he is, background logo. So we're going to remove this. Let's make it position absolute. And You know, I don't want to mess with anything in here because normally you would just do you'd use the flex box on the logo box to position it, but since I just want to position one thing and not all of them, I'm going to use my positioning cheat sheets here. So position absolute, you do top 50%, left 50%, transform translate, -50 on the x, -50 on the y. This is how you translate, you know, x and y at the same time. But this will center it. I think logo box is display position relative. So actually, now that this is part of the logo box, I need to put it underneath logo box. So this is position absolute. So this will be centered in the logo box. And I gotta save here. There he is. And what is your opacity? 3%. 0.03. There he is in the background. And that's fine. I think I'll leave it like that. And then iPhone Plus. Actually, I wonder if we just make it width of 550. I'm just experimenting here. If I just make it really big, I think I like that. Let's do 700. Let's get wild. 700. Okay, that looks fine. Let's go to iPad. So on Figma, looks like this comes down. How big are you? This is supposed to be 628. So let's just make it 628. And yeah, these arrows would be covered up when we do the rest of the box. And yeah, I mean, this looks about right. Now that we got that, now it's complete. So that's tablet. That's not bad, right? Let's check this. You know, I have this in my thing. I just don't like how it comes out to 60%. Let me go to my core styles. Let me just find you 60%. It's not in here, huh? Oh, that's because it's set in JavaScript. So I have to go in here. So get, you know, sidebar style.width 60%. I think I have that because on. Now that's a pretty good size. So let's set a max width. I think with when you have these hyphenated values in JavaScript, you do camel case. So in here, let's do 300 pixels. Let's see if that works. Interesting. That looks better than like, what was that? Okay. It did that weird jump. Yeah, it's weird, right? I'm just trying to check the other styles I could add and if that's. Looks like that's just on initial load. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What is its timing function? Ease in out. Let's just do ease. On core styles, 378. going to close you up. 378. So let's get rid of this. Maybe that's the problem. Is in out. Let's do hard refresh, which is Control Shift R. Oh, I see. That's the. I think I have a Bezier curve. But where? Except Bezier, wait, it goes out and back in. I have a Bezier curve somewhere. Yeah. Oh, is it this? No. Huh. Let's see. Let's see if the cubic. Okay, so that's only for. These are all for the hamburger menu. I'm just going through the cubics and see if there's any that are not on. Well, actually, I could just look here. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so it's all just on the hamburger menu. Like afterwards, it's fine. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's not as bad as before, so it just comes back a little bit. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, that looks like it's tablet. Nice and easy, not too bad. Yeah, this looks fine. So there's that. The next video is going to be desktop. So and it really, honestly, it should not be too much work. This is actually a pretty quick build. So yeah, let's get to it on the next one.